Good morning, friends. It's great to see you here again. This morning we're going to start, as we have been, with our chalice lighting. So go ahead and get out your chalices and remember to ask for permission before you light a real flame. Our words are adapted from words by Rev. Alice Anachenka-Naisman. We light our chalice to honor the web of all life. We honor the sun and the earth that brings life to us. We honor the plants and creatures of land, water, and air that nourish us. And we honor each other, gathered here to share the wonder of our world. To start us off today, we are going to have Miss Imagany read us a story.
Hey everybody, this is Imagany. Just, hanging out at home. I hope everyone's been doing good with staying home with their families and enjoying just quality time with everyone and finding things to do to keep you busy during this COVID-19 outbreak. I'm going to read you guys a story that I think is very important, and it brings a lot of positivity into our home. Me and my sister, she's here with me. We read we read through it, and it's absolutely adorable. And so I think you guys will really enjoy it. This is called The Grumpy Gecko, and it's adapted from the Barefoot Book of Earth Tales by Don Casey and Ann Wilson. So we'll go ahead and get started for you. In a shaded glade, the chief of the jungle slept until, Gecko! 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 Tiger woke up with a snort. He opened one yellow eye. Gecko, he growled. What do you want? It's the middle of the night. I've come to complain. What could Gecko the lizard have to complain about? He spent most of his time lazing around, just eating and sleeping. Even when he was hungry, all he had to do was flick out his sticky tongue and lick up a mosquito. What's troubling you? Tiger asked. It's the fireflies, said Gecko. All night long, they fly around, flashing their lights in my eyes, keeping me awake, flashing and flickering. I haven't slept for days, and it's making me grumpy. You're the chief of the jungle, make them stop. Tiger stifled a gigantic yawn. I'll talk to the fireflies, he promised Gecko. Tiger sighed and set off to find fireflies. Wading through wet, paddy fields, the night vibrated with the chirps and croaks of frogs and the trills of a million insects. Above the paddies, the fireflies flickered and flashed. Fireflies, Tiger called. Gecko says you've been disturbing his sleep, flashing and flickering all night long. Is this true? Well, we do flash our lights at night, replied the fireflies, but we don't want to disturb anyone. We're just passing on the woodpecker's message. We heard him drumming out a warning. I see, said Tiger. Then I'll talk to Woodpecker. At the edge of the paddies, Tiger found Woodpecker drumming against a coconut palm. Rat-tat-tat-tat, rat-tat-tat-tat, rat-tat-tat-tat. Woodpecker, Tiger winced. The fireflies say that you've been rapping and tapping and rapping and drumming out a warning. Is this true? Of course, said the woodpecker, puffing up his feathers. I provide a great service. Clearly, my efforts are not appreciated. He looked down his long beak at Tiger. Beetle rolls manure right across the path, and I warn the jungle animals so that no one steps in it. Without my drumming, who knows what a mess you'd all be in. Oh, said Tiger. Well, that's very helpful, thank you. Tiger licked his nose thoughtfully. I'll go speak to Beetle. It was easy to spot Beetle on the jungle path. In the moonlight, his back gleamed like polished metal. What's all this? Tiger asked. Woodpecker says you're rolling filthy messes all over the place? Yes, I can't stop, Beetle replied, rolling a ball of dung right up to Tiger's paw. Water buffalo drops piles of it all over the path, and if I don't move it somewhere, they'll just leave muck everywhere. Excuse me. Tiger lifted his paw, and Beetle brushed past. Okay, said Tiger, suppressing a sigh. Thank you, Beetle. I'll go see Buffalo. Tiger found Buffalo, asleep in a pool of mud. Buffalo, Tiger roared. Beetle says you've been leaving your manure all over the path. Is this true? "Oh, yes, sir," says the buffalo, lowering his head. "I leave manure all over the path, sir, but you see, sir, it's helpful, sir. Rain washes holes in the path every afternoon, and I leave manure only to fill up the holes so that no one trips or falls. If I didn't, sir, somebody might get hurt." "I see," said the tiger. "Well, that's very thoughtful of you, Buffalo." Tiger's tail twitched. He was beginning to lose patience. He sighed. "I guess I'll go ahead and hear what the rain has to say." Tiger set off for the mountain, the highest peak of the island and the home of the rain. Tiger climbed and he climbed and he climbed. He climbed through jungle, woodland, and scrub. He then climbed some more. At last, his claws clattered into the smooth grass on the mountain peak. He stopped to catch his breath. He looked down the mountain. The sun was rising and Tiger stared. Jungle spread out for miles around, flamboyant with flowers and wild orchids and climbing lilies and trumpets of violet blue and starbursts of brilliant flame red. Tiger sniffed. He smelled jasmine. He swiveled his ears. He heard newborn streams trickling and tingling. And below the jungle, on the green gold steps of the paddy fields, he could just make out that faint ticker and flash of the fireflies. "No need to ask why the rain rains," the tiger smiled. He cooled his paws in a stream and watched for a while. He watched the water journey from mountain to sea, sustaining every living thing on its way, even the tiniest mosquito. The tiger plunged his muzzle into a clear, fresh water and drank. Then he began a long journey down the mountain and through the forest and the jungles and paddies to find Gecko. It was dusk by the time Tiger found the lizard again. "Well," the gecko demanded, "did you talk to the fireflies? They're still flashing and flickering, on and on. Did you tell them to stop?" "Gecko," Tiger said. He sat down on his haunches and he spoke very slowly. "Listen carefully. The fireflies flash on to pass on the woodpecker's warning. Woodpecker warns everyone not to step in beetle dung. Beetle clears up the excess dung left by buffalo. Buffalo leaves manure on the path to fill up the holes made by rain. Rain makes holes in the path as it creates streams and lakes and puddles. Puddles where mosquitoes live." "Oh," said Gecko. "And Gecko, what do you eat?" "Mosquitoes," said Gecko. "So?" said Tiger. "So?" repeated Gecko slowly. "Yes." "If rain stopped raining." "Yes." "Buffalo could stop filling holes." "Uh-huh." "The beetle could stop rolling dung." "Yes." "And woodpecker could stop drumming." "Mm-hmm." "And the fireflies could stop flashing." "Yes, Gecko." "But then I'd have nothing to eat." "Exactly," said the tiger. "Gecko, everything in this world is connected. Go and live in peace with the fireflies." So Gecko stuck himself upside down, underneath the branch of a tree. He closed his eyes and he went to sleep. The fireflies flickered and flashed. Tiger snored. Thank you.
Thank you, Imagany. So now we are going to do a craft. We're going to be making our own paper geckos to remind us of the interdependence of the gecko on seemingly unrelated things. All you need for this activity is some construction paper, scissors, and a glue stick. Parents, there is a template linked in the description box below this video if you would like to print out the gecko template. If not, let's see you draw your own geckos. My printer wasn't working, so I drew my own gecko and a pair of eyes to put on him later. The next thing I'm going to do is cut a strip in another color. Once I have my strip, I'm just going to cut little pieces off. They can be whatever shape you want them to be. And we're just going to cut So we have a little stack of pieces. Alright, now that we've got our pieces, we're going to take our template and we are just going to glue our pieces onto our gecko. Now I could not find a glue stick, so I am using some Scotch quick dry adhesive, and we're just going to glue the pieces on. It is okay if they overlap your lines a little bit because we are going to cut him out later, or her out later, and we will make a smooth edge. Alright, I went ahead and finished putting the pieces on my gecko. If you're not finished yet, go ahead and pause the video or keep watching as you finish. I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next step, which would be cutting out my eyes and gluing them on my gecko. Alright, now that I've glued my eyes on, the only thing I have left is to go ahead and cut him out. So I am going to go do that really quickly. Alright, and with that, you should have a finished gecko. Don't forget to take pictures of your geckos and to send them to my email address listed below so we can show them off in next week's video. Today we learned that all people and animals and plants are a part of an invisible web of life. We all need each other to live. We are all part of the interdependent web of life. Thank you for joining us for today's lesson. We will end with the extinguishing of the chalice.